Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another week of story time. I'm Mr. Garrett, and we're going to get started with our weather forecast. So you can get your weather window out, your felt board, and we can do the weather together. So remember last week it was really cloudy and it was kind of sprinkling rain. This week it's supposed to be partly cloudy, which is often the weather on Thursday, I've noticed. So you can get your sun put up in the blue sky. We have our green grass down here. And we're just going to put one of the white clouds up in the sky. Could probably have a little bit of blue sky, but also some clouds. And big news, I noticed this week a lot of buds on the tree. So if you look up at the branches at a lot of trees, all winter they've been just bare branches. Start to see a little bit of color. So not quite leaves yet. But I'm actually gonna do this. So I'm gonna put the green leaves right up there, and I'm gonna put the tree in front of it because there aren't enough leaves to cover the whole thing. You still see a lot of branches, but we're starting to see the beginnings of leaves. So look outside your window and see if you can see the buds coming out, because that's a sign that it's springtime, and we're soon gonna see a lot of leaves on the trees. So check out to see if the weather forecast came true. Move your weather window felt board around every day when you look out the window at the weather, and you can stop by the library to get one if you don't have one yet. All right, now we're going to do our story. All right, so the story for this week is called Perfect Square by Michael Hall. Do you see a perfect square in this picture? I see a little smiley face in the words, but where's the square? It's on the outside, right? Yeah. The whole book is shaped like a square. So it's a giant red square. So that's our main character in the book. So let's see what happens to the square. I really like this book. Special thank you to Greenwillow Books and HarperCollins for letting us read the book today. All right, ready? It was a perfect square. It had 4 matching corners and 4 equal sides. That's a square. Yeah. It's a familiar square. Familiar shape that we know. And it was perfectly happy. He has a little smiley face. But on Monday, the square was cut into pieces and poked full of holes. It wasn't perfectly square anymore. Oh no. Yikes. What's gonna happen to the square now? Ooh, look. That turned into something. What does that look like? So it made itself into a fountain. Yeah. That babbled and giggled and clapped. Ooh, so all the circles that were punched out with the hole punch became little water droplets coming out of the fountain. Ooh, and they even drew some little birds too. On Tuesday, the square was torn into scraps. Ooh, so different shapes here. It's kind of like if you tear up a piece of paper and you have all these like weird shapes. So what could this turn into? Ooh, look. All I did was draw some lines, and what does that look like? A bunch of flowers, yeah? Like a meadow of some sort. So it made itself into a garden. Flower garden. On Wednesday, the square was shredded into strips. Well, like what happened on Tuesday when it was like ripped up, but instead of the little pieces, it's like strips of paper. So what do you think? And it's green, so what could this be? Maybe some sort of green animal of some sort? Or a tree, or a plant or something? Now, let's see. Ooh, look. So it made itself into a park. Oh, so they put it in layers, so it looks like the hills in a field near a park. That's cool. Whoa, this is different. Look at that. On Thursday, the square was shattered. It's broken like glass. Look. So we don't have the kind of like round, irregular shapes now. We have like sharp shapes. So what could this be? It looks like a window now, but let's see. Ooh, what did they make? A bridge. Yeah, so it made itself into a bridge. And it has some little lanterns on there. On Friday, the square was snipped into ribbons. So we have some strips now, but look, they're not straight edges. They're kind of like little zigzags, little ripples. If you use those like kind of funky scissors that create like that little zigzag shape. I don't know, to me this looks kind of, since it's blue, it kind of looks like waves in the ocean. So we'll see what this turns into. Ooh, I was close. So it made itself into a river. Is that what you guessed? Look, yeah, so these are all the rapids in the river, and they even drew some little fish. Okay, that was Friday. Want to see what happens on Saturday? Alright, on Saturday, the square was crumpled and ripped and wrinkled. Oh boy. The square has been through a lot this week. So it made itself into a mountain. So all the crinkles in the paper kind of made it look like it's all the rocky surface of the mountain. All right, Saturday. So now on Sunday, let's see what happens. On Sunday, the square waited to see what was next. It waited and waited. Nothing happened. Let's see. Its 4 equal sides were confining. Its 4 matching corners were rigid and cramped. And look, it's not smiling anymore. It's frowning. So, it made itself into a window. How did it make itself into a window? Just drew a line down the middle and across like that. Now it looks like a window. That looked out on a mountain that gave birth to a river that was crossed by a bridge that led to a park that was home to a garden that had at its center a fountain. Yeah. That babbled and giggled and clapped. Alright, so now it's a very colorful fountain. Some people celebrating in the front right there. The end. Nice. So if you have your packet this week, you can take that out now. It has some squares in here. We're going to do kind of like what we saw in the book. We're going to use the squares to make some different shapes by doing different things to it, by cutting it up and ripping it up and stuff like that. So if you don't have one of these, you can grab a piece of paper and any other kind of piece of paper that you have and some glue, and we'll make a picture together. Alright, so in your kit this week you have a piece of white paper and you have 3 squares. So I believe you should have the same colors. Green, pink, and blue. So I figured we could do the same thing that we saw in the story, where we can take one of the squares and we can either use scissors and cut different shapes, or we can rip it up or crumple it up and make different things with the squares. So I'm gonna do an example, and then you can start to think of what you want to do with your squares. So I think for one, I'm gonna use the pink one. I'm gonna use a combination of cutting with the scissors and ripping it up. So first I'm gonna cut a triangle. Let's see, I'm gonna cut a triangle actually like this. Like that. And now we're just gonna crinkle up the rest of it. And just kind of rip pieces like this. This is just my first example, so I'm gonna do something with the green after this. Like that. Cool. Alright, so now I have a bunch of scraps, and I have one triangle. And I was thinking, maybe this could be an ice cream cone. And I can arrange this to make it look like ice cream. So first, I'm going to put this here, and then I'm gonna start to rearrange these on top like this. And you can glue it down if you want, but you don't have to. See, it kind of makes all that texture, because when you look at an ice cream cone, you have sometimes chocolate chips, and you have different like areas where there's like a big piece of ice cream, so it's not completely smooth. There's a lot of yummy good stuff in there. So made that look like an ice cream cone, but the cone is really straight, so that's why it's good to have a straight edge on the triangle. So that's my my ice cream cone, and let's see, I could even do little details like add some little chocolate chips or something in there. So maybe this is like a raspberry flavor with chocolate chips in there. So that's my ice cream cone. Now, let's see, I'm gonna make something with green. And you can start to think of things that you want to do for yours too. So I'm actually gonna cut skinny strips like this. Remember in the story for the green page, we had just a few of the strips that made the hills. I'm just gonna cut these up a little skinnier like this. Actually, I'm just going to leave this one kind of big like that. I'm going to put that there and have these up here. And you know what? When I think of this, maybe this could be a flower box, and these could be the stems of flowers. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to tuck these in. I'm going to put them in different directions like this. When flowers grow, a lot of times they don't always grow in the same direction. There we go. But now I need to add details. So I'm going to draw little flowers up here. The petals and everything. Maybe different flowers too. Maybe have like a tulip like this. Maybe this will be a rose. Cool. So you can keep doing that. So use the different colors. And you have 3 different squares, so you can make different things. So just think about what you want to do, and you can glue it down if you want. If you wanted to keep it as one picture, and just use your imagination. Then you can use crayons to add little details after. So I hope you enjoyed the activity. So next week we'll be back at the same time, 10:30 on Thursday on our YouTube channel. We'll read a new book that we just got at the library called 10 Animals in Antarctica. So if you notice, we have on the cover a penguin, yeah. But we have a lot more than just a penguin in this book. We have a lot of other animals that we're going to learn about. A lot of sea animals that live down near Antarctica. So we'll read that next week. You can stop by the library to get a activity kit for the craft next week, and so hope to see everyone really soon. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Check out the slide at the end of this video for information about vaccination in the city, and hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Get some fresh air if it's nice weather, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care, everyone.